Howdy, howdy. Hope everybody's doing well. Gonna get these pins that I was working on yesterday, hopefully across the finish line this evening. So that is the plan for this evening. Alrighty, checking everything, making sure we're good to go. It appears to be the case. All right. To take a look at these right quick. So this is what I was working on. So I got them drilled and turned around and all that stuff. And the next steps for them is going to be to get them turned down to the size that we are going for and get them sanded and polished. How's it going, Moon? It's been a little bit. Good to see you. Doing all right today. How about you? It's I guess a little on the slow side. I wanted to be streaming earlier, but I had quite a bit of a slow start. But it is what it is. Alrighty. So, how has your weekend been? I hope it's been a good weekend. So that's all right. This will probably be the cooler part of it anyways. So, that'll be nice. Good to have you this time for sure, though. But yeah, I got a late start, but I'm gonna try to get it all done here. I've already gotten the measurements that I need for these, and just gonna try to get them done. That's funny because yesterday the goal was to actually get them done in a reasonable time before I went to a concert, but it did not work out that way. But that's okay. Careful. Live life on the edge. The concert was good. Went to go see Styx and Foreigner. It was pretty cool. They were great. It was a great concert. Uh, yeah, it's funny. My wife and I were probably the youngest ones there. But yeah, Styx and Foreigner put on a great show. So I was really happy to have the opportunity. This is their farewell tour, which means that for clarifying purposes, they're not done, but they are going to greatly slow down how much they're touring. So if you're familiar who Styx and Foreigner is, then you know that they're on up there in age. So but for now, I'm going to get these sections turned, and I've already got the calipers set to where I need them to be for the reference point. And Let's see. Boom. All righty. Good, good. All right. Go ahead and turn on my dust collection. Okay. I got my dust collection a little too far away. The camera here. Let's do that right quick. No, not specifically. They most of their songs. I mean, the songs have been around for a very long time. Yeah, their songs have been out for a little while. Let's see. But we're also going to be going to see Falling in Reverse in a bit. Uh, a bit like I think it's maybe in like a month or so. Any updates on the Twitch? Yeah. Yep, it's there. Which is there. Yeah, Falling in Reverse. Um, yep. Yeah, I enjoy Falling in Reverse. Yeah, but it was toasty. And then let's see, tomorrow I will be heading up to the mountains. My mom got moved into the house up in the mountains. Living the best life. Well, I'm trying. I'm trying to make each day worthwhile. You know. Like, yeah. Do you have a good weekend? What'd you do? Anything You get anything done this weekend that you wanted to, or? Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, crazy, crazy. A lot of chores. Well, chores make the area that you're in, a little nicer. So, a necessary thing. I better cut the grass tomorrow as well before I can leave. I've also got a couple other things I better do. It's going to take a little while. So, hopefully, I can get it done in a decent amount of time. But then again, I'm not really on much of a timer or anything. It's just I aim to get these things done before. Okay. This was more like the shape of like a rook from chess. That's what it reminds me of, at least. But yeah, that one's good to go. Let me just check the fit real quick. Okay. Need to trim it down just a little bit more so it fits flushly with the threads on the barrel here. Howdy, Lawrence. How you doing? Good to see you. Think this is your first time in here? At least chatting, I think. Hope you've had a good weekend. Okay. All righty. good. Trying to stay content. Is it? Okay. Well, welcome back. Good to see you again. Let's see. What did we had to have talked about something specifically? Yep. That's what we're doing. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Internet is buffering. Ah, dang. There's one done. The other one. Just getting these sections turned down to the size we're going to be, and then do that and shape them. Honestly, today was actually more of a recovery day. Got home late last night, so we had kind of a slow start to the day, and then once we actually did get started, didn't really do too much. But yeah, it was. But yeah, slow start today, and then didn't get much done. But then, let's see. Uh, yeah, I didn't even know if I was going to come out here and do it, but it's like, you know what? I want to get these done. I want to see what they look like. Yeah. Get some more for more stuff for the. Okay, okay. I'm watching some of the other videos, and you prefer turning wood over. Really nice. I actually the other night I gathered all my different finishing processes that I've got and that I've tried, and I've got a picture of them, but I haven't determined what I was actually going to do with it all. But this is all the stuff that I've used, so probably won't be able to see it too well. But there's 27 different things in there, and some of it's for wood, some of it's for um, resin. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Now I remember, Lawrence. you call everything acrylics. Well, all resin's acrylic, right? And the other thing is that I'm gonna have some wooden ones coming up here in a little bit. Not today, but uh, I'll be doing like sleeves. But pin making is my primary thing. Even though I do other projects for gifts and stuff. You turned about 16 pin kits. That's awesome. Do you have a one that you've liked more than others so far, or a different type of wood that you've preferred over another? And they did turn some wood kits yesterday or the day before. But I was reminded why I get annoyed about some pin kits. So like these are two that I did a couple days ago. This is spalted tamarin. Um, and it's got a nice big old chunk that's not even there. So I've got to fill that with something. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with it. But yeah, nice big old chunk that's not there. And same thing with the quilted. What's this? Quilted maple burl. This one has a nice big old knot. But yeah, everything else was going great, and then always has something at the end there that's like, I just want to throw a wrench in your system. Just seems to be the way it goes. Try some true oil. Huh. I haven't tried that one. That doesn't sound like the. Yeah, interesting. Do you cut metal on the scroll saw, or you just focus on wood? Yeah. Maybe that is a very common use scroll saw, using wood, using metal on a scroll saw. Let's get this closer to final dimension here. One of the things that I like about all different types of things in this wheelhouse, whether it's learning skills in the scroll saw, hand saw, jewelry making, ring making, metal stuff, whether it's smelting or uh, it's using the electrodes on the metal. There's all different types of things that you can incorporate in whatever craft that you're doing. So I think that's pretty interesting. And the skills that you learn, you can incorporate into whatever it is that you're doing. Like, for example, I could spend some time and get good at like an opal inlay. And then once I did that, then I could potentially um, do a channel in a wood pin and then do an opal inlay in that. So it's like learning the different skills and then applying them to different projects. So definitely think it's good to at least be aware of some other things. Nice. The cigar kits, big bin fly fishing kits. That's awesome. I haven't turned too many kits, but I think the Duraclick EDC is one of my favorites. But I typically go for the single body unless I'm trying to practice something specific. Then I'll whip out a slimline. You get really nervous about trying to learn something new. Let's see. Cut metal, brass, and tin. That's cool. That's really cool. It'd be nice to see. Just putting a letter in the middle. Yeah, I bet that looks cool. Almost there here. I like learning new things. It's it's fun. It's fun to learn new stuff. But yeah, I could definitely see it's a little could be a doozy sometimes. Perfect. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. They really like it? I bet they did. Hope they did. It's I can imagine that's a lot of effort that goes into that, doing a certain, letters and some detail work. Okay. Here's back that up. Do you primarily just make stuff for gifts, or do you sell those things, or fun? A little bit of all. Yeah, I can see that being a nice thing as well. It is one of those things that I find to be very therapeutic for me. Uh, yeah. Does your brain also go 100 miles an hour? That's what. That's how I am. I think a lot, like constantly. I think about things, and talking to my wife, it's like, no, John, that's not normal, and not normal is just not how the majority is, I guess. But that's fine with that. I'm trying to wrap your head around making picture frames. Yeah. Oh no. Hope it wasn't too bad. I have not made a picture frame though. I've glued one back together, but I think it could potentially be as simple as getting something uh, kind of tongue and groove and it's like a router table, and I think that can cut what you were basically maybe a 3 channel and then a 2 channel, and you use those things, and it's got the interlocking. But I wouldn't say that I'm a woodworker. Mostly gifts. That's awesome. I like gifts as well. I do gifts for my kids' teachers, and I'll also try different things to incorporate the material that we got. Other things as well that are useful for teachers, like different kinds of pencils, things like that. We are going to make this. Yeah, it is nice. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a pretty cool blanket. It kind of reminds me of Carolina colors, like the Carolina blue, and then the dark blue and white. Well, these are actually different blanks that I chopped up and tried to break up a bit, and then we casted them in there. And I called that shattered blanks, uh, but I still haven't figured out the most efficient way to break up blanks. I'd really like to be able to find a better way to break these. This one is going to be my Marauder, which is a tapered flat end. That's okay. No. Gotta get a router table first. Yeah, I gotta say that for me, it's not high on my priority list of things to get. I guess as far as next piece of equipment, I don't know what it would be. I don't know. I'm gonna need to take this down a bit more. It's closer to 16 than I'd like for it to be. It's because it is 16. Gonna slow it down quite a bit, and then we're gonna file it the rest of the way to get a little less than half a millimeter off. That's how I like to do it. But you like using your scroll saw better than is there other equipment that you use, or is router tape or scroll saw the primary? You said you turned pins before. Do you have a lathe as well? The pins like the ones I make are interesting. Yeah, bespoke pins. Um, yeah, they are fun. I think my favorite part about them is that you can do all kinds of anything. There's a lot of variations or integrations that you can do, which is really awesome. And yeah, I if you were making a bespoke pin, if you were going to use wood, there's you probably want to have like a layer between the wood and anywhere ink could potentially go. Yeah, ammonia is really pretty. I do typically like darker woods, like this. This is Thoya burl. It has an interesting smell to it as well, but I think it was probably because it was stabilized. Your favorite color is red. Nice. I've made some. I've got one. I guess I took it inside. Yeah, I took it inside, but there was another really cool one that I made, and it was out of Juma. And here are some of the last bit of the pieces that I have of it. It's gonna see if it'll. But Juma looks really cool, I think. Table saw and a planer, and then the nice. The 10 by 18 lathe. Yeah, that's a good size. Yeah. My biggest, the thing that I didn't like rather about uh, the Harbor Freight lathe was the kind of sharp edges of some of the components, and then I also didn't like that the speed was limited or not variable speed. It was just based on where the belt was, which would work. And if you don't mind switching the belts around, I suppose it would also be just fine. I did not like doing that though. There's the accessories. What accessories are you still needing to get? Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, the colors really turned out great. This is going to be my Guardian model. It's round, tapered, and rounded. Ends. There we go. I'm gonna get one of this up I wanted. So what kind of scroll projects do you do? Oh yeah, bandsaw. Yeah, I think if you have a bandsaw, it's like I think you can probably at least dabble in a little bit of everything. Yeah, I've got two bandsaws. I had three. One of them is a really small Wen, which served its purpose, and I still use it. It's a really small one. It's got like 3.5 inches of clearance. Small, but it works when you're just cutting blanks. So, I still use it more than my Laguna. I have a Laguna 1412, which could chop my Wen in half. It's a pretty beefy bandsaw. The taps and dies, tap dies and holders for them all nice. Yeah, see that? And it's definitely a pretty important thing. Actually, a tap and die setup that I got that came with a bunch of different holders, which is nice because when you're using a variety of different sizes of taps and dies, it's nice to have different holders. Let's see. There's just a couple of them from the same. All of these are from the same kit, and I use them. And I just leave them set. I don't take them apart or anything. But yeah, I just find it easy to not have to change stuff around. So definitely one of those things where some blanks that somebody sent you and it's got coffee beans in it. Oh man. At least your workshop's gonna smell good. Heck yeah. It'll smell good. It's gonna be a mess. Okay, see? I haven't tried to turn coffee beans. Christmas ornaments, turkeys, cool. And Jesus cross, nice. All kinds of projects. That's awesome. Really cool. I like that there's all types of avenues you can pursue in woodworking, wood turning, everything. Wish Harbor Freight had. Are you talking about the die holders? Let's see. They do have the manual ones, and I use the manual one as well um, for something else. But because I've got two sets, I always leave this one in, and it's actually cranked down a little tighter than the other one is. So that way I can ensure that I get nice threads. But I don't want to make it too tight the first go at it. Okay. Let's take a look here. Oh, yes. This is looking good, good, good. Work on your back porch? Hey, that's all right. I mean, that's, I guess I was working in my workshop, which is at the very end of the garage. So I had my small corner for a while. But then, as it turned into a business, we kind of repurposed some of the area in the garage, made it so there was more workshop than typical storage. We run our workshop out of we run our business out of the house. One of the turkeys took you a month to make. Yeah, sometimes some things that are worth making take a long time to make. Got multiple lines here. This is the one we're going for, and this one is going to be the other part of it. Yeah, it took me, shoot, when I was figuring out how to make uh, these kinds of pins, it took me a really long time, months to figure out all the different things that I was working on, all the different processes, like sequencing everything, because you have to make sure you do like the sequence correctly. And when you're sanding and polishing, you can't let this stuff get too hot because it's thin, and so a lot of the drill press, and it worked okay. I don't have like a large drill press. I've got a Dremel drill press. But I only needed it for a really tiny thing. Otherwise, I use my lathe as a drill press. go. Get out of here and swerve. Live in the middle of a tourist town. That's a bummer. Is it a crafty town? There's a lot of places like in Asheville and um, other country areas and stuff like that. They all have craft shows, and I've been to a couple of them. The places are a little bit more. I haven't done like a pop-up craft show kind of thing. But I mean, if you're able to do some with social media, you can get a lot of eyes on your work through things like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all kinds of stuff. Twitter, X. And yeah, it's just much amount of people. What type of what type of stuff have you tried to sell at the markets that you're talking about? There's there's lots of things. Sometimes you got to be a little more creative about whatever it is, because it's possible you could go into a bank and be like, hey, I'm interested in this, or you go into yeah, we have a post office near us that they carry like local honey and stuff like that. But you'd be selling it to them probably wholesale. They would be moving that merchandise for you. It'd be worth investing in a big one. Big one. Are you talking about a drill press or spot right there? I'm gonna try to cut that out. I am in North Carolina. North Carolina. Be about good. Go ahead and do this. Oh, you don't. Gotcha, gotcha. You're interesting. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, it sounds like a rough time when it comes to selling in person. Okay, cool. Well, if I've been there. Okay. That's what I wanted. Oh man, that's a wow. I was born and raised in North Carolina, and I have went into the military, and and then I went around being stationed in different places and whatnot. Um, yeah. Jeez, Louise. Take this down just a little bit more. Yeah, born and raised in North Carolina. Went to the military for 11 years. Um, at least active duty 11 years, and then switched to the guard. Did some more time. then I stopped doing that. Woodworking. You don't have the confidence to sell? It's definitely one of those things that can be a challenge for sure. It's it's hard. It can certainly be hard, but if you were really interested in trying to sell, I mean, you just start like reading stuff about sales in general and kind of work your way from there and try out different stuff. You have a station in Norfolk? Cool. Yeah, selling can be an intimidating thing for sure. Oh, cool. Did you go there often? You go to Nag's Head often? Let's see how we're looking here. Guacamole. This one is well, just need to sand and polish it now. Gonna get the other one to that point. What branch was your dad in? Okay. This one is going to be the Easy wood here. Oh, that's so cool. I've looked at hang gliding many times. Have you been hang gliding? And then stock car racing. I used to go to legend car races all the time with my dad growing up. Yes. It's the last piece, and then I can start singing. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. Yep. Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna take this part and a bit more. Mix them up. Kind of interesting turning this material because um, this stuff is harder than the outer stuff right now. It had much longer to cure, and this stuff is pretty freshly out of the curing process. So it should have a little longer to cure, but I really wanted to see what it looked like. I was a little impatient, and because of that, there's some things I've noticed that are different when working with it. which is generally softer in some places. Kindness of others is Hillbilly Samurai. What is up, sir? Hope you've been having a good weekend. Just working on some of these really interesting material. I broke up some blanks and then threw them in. A little bit more brain power behind it, but not a whole lot more. Yeah, no kidding. Well, you're a business owner. You know, you quit that 9 to 5 to be a business owner, then you work 24/7. Langley was a blast. Cool. Oh yeah, Busch Gardens. I love Busch Gardens. How would it? I saw on your channel, Hillbilly, that you were working on getting your drone video footage set up and going. And I also saw that you got the footage from July 4th. That was pretty cool. I'm gonna hit this with the fine side of the phone. Oh, I hate that. You were gonna stream, but you couldn't get a good connection. That's a bummer. I hate when that happens. One of my streams, I was going, and then like I was a couple hours into the stream, and then boom, it's like it didn't want to work anymore. So it was very frustrating working through that one. Kevin, what's up? Hope you're doing all right and have been having a good weekend. Let's see, went to a concert last night. Went to go see Foreigner and Styx. And they were both excellent. It's exciting. Oh, wife's gone till Wednesday. Oh yeah, so you probably got your kits and stuff too, huh? I hope at least you got it by that point. We had some, yeah, acrylic blanks. They like to be complicated. Hmm. See people popping in now? Yeah, that's good. Oh no, your stuff didn't come still? Oh dang, man, that's a bummer. So I was hoping we were gonna have a turning session together. Alrighty. Well, here are the pins that I just got through doing. They're pretty cool. I kind of like the idea. I like the idea of these, but they're not small enough. The pieces, at least, I don't think they're small enough. They're a little big, but yeah, they still look cool, I would say. Let's see, I've got some other. I don't know where they went. We've got other ones that have some other stuff in it too that are was done differently. So Kevin, this is kind of what I was talking about. So some blanks that don't work out right, or uh, they don't end up how I want them to be. So at least on one of them, I chopped them into little discs. And then on these, I just kept cutting them. It started as a cylinder, and then I cut them a few times, and they were triangular shaped. But the I don't think the outcome is worth repeating. Worth doing, I suppose, but I don't know if it's worth repeating. At least those are my thoughts about it right now. Well, I think it could be pretty interesting. Let's see, where'd that other? Because there's like a mosaic looking. I don't know what this is. They look cool, yeah. I appreciate it. They do look different. The blanks could have been really awesome without. At least I think they would have been awesome also without. Because that's what it was looking like. Kind of a Carolina blue, white, dark blue. And then I did get all those other ones cut. The Operex one. I didn't leave that. I don't think I left that video up. It was. Yeah, it didn't go beautifully, and I didn't know exactly how I was gonna allocate all of them, but I did chop them. So these is the fruit of those labors. But these should look awesome when I get to them. But for now, I'm working on getting these finished up. Alrighty. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to clean up just a little bit so I can get ready for sanding and polishing. Send the messed up ones. Well, it's not that they're messed up, it's just that they're not ideal. They're I don't think they would really be worth repeating necessarily. But yeah, I've um thought about having the ability to dish out some blanks for those that are interested in trying them. But my wife is the okay. We'll tilt this down just a little bit. Alrighty. We need to find some with. Oh, oh, yeah. Louisiana State. Alrighty. Yeah. But that's a bummer, Kev, that it didn't show up yet. Thought that was going to be when you were going to have lots of time to turn, you know? I hear you, Lord. No worries. It's funny. Uh-oh. Runaway paper. Alrighty. Boom. So when you do cast multiple materials together, they have different hardness levels. So when you're cutting them, sometimes you don't get a nice cut because the tool will kind of sink in a little bit more in softer areas, or it'll cut deeper. So just been cleaning the garage. Nice. Hey, that's good though. It's one of those necessary evils. You got to create some space for the incoming stuff, and but still a good thing. Let's see. Did you find anything interesting? Yeah. Well, it sounds like you had a more productive day than I did. I'm not gonna lie, I recovered. We got home pretty late last night from the concert, and yeah, we were kind of recovering. But yeah, I kind of did a little cleanup. Not a cleanup, but I was on a mission in the garage. I was looking for all the different finishing products I've got, and yeah, I was going to talk a little bit about those. But I'm kind of uncertain if I want to, have something that's reflecting each of the products to show like the difference it can do on a piece, because it would take a long while. I've got 27 different finishing things. I think it's 27 at least. Let's see. Do I just polish or use CA glue? It depends. It depends on what it is. But even if I did use CA glue, I would polish. Um, but yeah, I don't use CA glue on resin unless it's a hybrid, in which case, depending on the purpose of it and where it is, I may. And then yeah, if I did do a CA, I would finish it as I'm doing it right now. So I would like rough sand and then do the CA, and then I would do the plastic method of finishing that I do. Let's see. Let's do some of this action here. There we go. You just got tools that you need to donate? Yeah. Well, that looks nice. Okay. Polish. But yeah, I was thinking, my thought was at least, to get a certain wood that I liked and then show the wood finish on all the different things on a different pen. Like I want to make different pens that have the different finishes on it, so I'd be able to see what it does like over time and but that would take a little bit of organizing, and I don't know if I'd be able to get enough people interested in do that. You'd show different pieces at different stages. Yeah, that's another interesting idea. Um, but I was just talking about like using boiled linseed oil, or using tung oil, or using friction polishes, or using uh, you know, just one specific thing after sanding to the same for all of them. So like, I don't know, sanding to 4 or 600 and then using whatever finish, but not, obviously not plastic polish. If you could afford it. Well, I didn't just go get 27 different finishes to start off with. It's been one of those things that I've accumulated over 4 years or so, 4 or 5 years, and like I think it was only a couple months ago that I just got Odie's oil and some wax or something, and then a month or so before that, I got some Aussie oil. So definitely didn't just get them all at one go. But when you do it for occupation, I guess. Yeah, and all the wood finishes really are just something that I enjoy doing. Um, but typically, if I'm making something out of wood, I'm going to be CAing it. But uh, this is going to like blast out. Hopefully not. I didn't even want to go right now. Yeah, I got to try something new sometimes. Well, I started doing that because I was going to be considering, well, I'm going to start sleeving potentially, meaning I'm going to be making the inserts for some wooden pins. And when I make the inserts, it's basically going to be like, kind of like this, except it's going to be inside. It'll be turned down small enough to be inside of the wooden pin. Don't know why this one's giving me such trouble. There you go. It's a great angle. Yeah. No, it's a good idea. I'm sure somebody would watch it, would be interested in seeing all of it. Okay, let's see where we're at. I'm thinking this is going to look pretty interesting. All right. You're trying to get away from CA? Yeah. The CA glue could be a pain, but I think it is one of those things that's, while it might not be enjoyable, I still think it's a good thing. Because people's oils go onto the pins. But yeah, it could be a real challenge for sure. Because CA glue is just, yeah. I don't fault you for that. It is sometimes not very nice. And the other thing is, something as simple as having CA glue that's a little old. Oh, the pin, yeah. I appreciate it. But yeah, the CA glue can be a real doozy. But some people like it, some people don't. Some people kind of have that idea that if you don't use it in some cases, then you know, I don't know. Let's see. I think this dang thing. Come on. Gonna blast the whole tube off here. There we go. Little blast off there. All right, we're just gonna put that right back there. All righty. Well, that'll happen with some of these water-based polishes if you leave them in the thing, in the tip, and then they dry out. They will do what that did. They'll dry out and harden inside, and then you gotta squeeze it out. But we're definitely we're going now. We're cruising. We got everything set now. Smooth sailing. I was trying to get these done in a day. That didn't happen. Not a day, a couple hours. But doing it in a couple hours on stream is much different than doing it in a couple hours not on stream. All right, now for some laterals. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I had them all the way to the point where I just needed to start shaping them. So earlier I just shaped them, and then now sanding polishing. So, and doing one Guardian and one Marauder. This one is the barrel of a Guardian. That's why you wanted to use True Oil. I'm gonna have to look into True Oil. I'm not sure what that is. Um, but there is another thing that I came across is polyacrylic, and I think some people just dip it in there, which is kind of crazy. But you have to wait for it to cure for a long time. So if you're really patient and you don't mind having to wait for a week or two for it to cure, then I guess it's not really that much of an issue. But I don't really have a safe area to leave them for a couple weeks for them to cure doing that. Hey, what's up, Sean? Good to see you. How was the party? So tired from the party? I believe it. Man, I was beat from the concert last night, and I went to go see Styx and Foreigner. But today was a pretty lazy day for myself and Abby. But sometimes Sundays are just going to be a family day, so that's all right with me. Let's see. How many people turned out at the party? It was a big one, wasn't it? Mm. Music was awesome. Oh, cool. Oh, Lawrence, a Gunstock will finish, huh? Oh, wow. Really cool. That's awesome, Sean. Good turnout. What instrument do you play? The spoons? Maracas? Tambourine? Cowbell? Need more cowbell. Ah, that's why you jumped in, right? So during the first set, there wasn't enough cowbell. Then you jumped in. Just kidding. But I love that skit, the Blue Oyster Cult one. Bass, cool. Oh yeah, looking nice. The bass guitar, cool. You've been playing for a while? I always liked the idea of being able to play an instrument, but I didn't have it's not that I didn't have the time. I didn't want to take the time it took to learn. And the other thing is I didn't really want to play songs either. I just wanted to wail on the guitar. Just wanted to be like Steve Vai or Joe Satriani or Eric Clapton or Eric Johnson. I wanted to be like those dudes where they just make those guitars do everything that they just want them to do. You used to play the trumpet? That's cool. You know, in high school, I thought I picked the trumpet because I was an idiot. I was like, oh, it's only got 3 keys. That'll be easy. It's not. It's not easy. Yeah. Is that the PSI call it, Chuck? It might be. Um, I don't know. It's not the Beal. At least this one's not the Beal. I also have the Beal though. Let me see. Yes, it is the PSI call it, Chuck. My my box is over there, but it's let's see. I have to play the heist. You did an online class? Cool. That's fun. And then yeah, good to see you, Mike. But yeah, it is a PSI. This is actually the one that I much rather have over the Beal because I like that I can just use my hands to tighten it. This was the project that I was trying to figure out how to break up some stuff on, Mike. I did go out and try to get the air jackhammer, the air hammer thing, but it didn't put enough force out to break these, even after I chopped them up into uh, smaller much smaller pieces. But then again, I was beating them with a hammer too, and still didn't want to break. So I'm gonna have to cut the pieces thinner next time or something if I do it again. Really is a pain to do. I've even thought of a dang wood chipper to do this. But I mean, it looks pretty cool, but it needs to be smaller in my opinion. When I did the other ones, I thought it was cooler that they were smaller. Oh, don't get me wrong, it looks cool. It's just not as cool. Yeah. Don't think it looks as cool as it could. I don't want that. Get out of here. Well, compressor's kicking on, huh? Mm-mm-mm. There we go. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm I'm happy how it turned out. It's just I always think about it from the critical point of view and how I could have done it better. And as I kind of thought, should have taken the pieces to be a little smaller. But how I cut them wouldn't have been a good idea to continue on cutting with the bandsaw at that point. I'll have to cut them like I did the other way I did it. That way the pieces are a little thinner and they'll break a little easier. At which point maybe the jackhammer would have worked. I keep saying jackhammer, air hammer. But I've got another set over there, but I'll get to here soon too. It'll be a nice pair of pins. I haven't even demolded it, but it looks like this. Oh, sorry, there we go. So this one should look pretty awesome too. It doesn't have pieces in it like this one did though. So I'll cut 3 blanks out of that and then have enough to make 2 pins. So. You watched a guy turn a dyed mastodon tooth. Weird. he barely made it round and called the part good. Oh gosh. Huh. Well, some people I imagine they probably get to a point where like, you know what? This is as good as it's gonna get. I just want to be done with it and move on. I could definitely see that happening. And I've definitely had, you know, that same a similar feeling. You're like, you know what? That's good. That's good enough. But not on anything that I would share or sell. Giving you an idea, I have seen the Korean stuff. Um, a buddy, my buddy's dad, he does countertops, and he has a lot of different types of material that some people use, and you know, smaller pieces just ends up being scraps to them because they can't really do much with it. But when you're only using something that's like 2 or 3 inches by uh, 1 inch or not even, you know, you can use that stuff. Um, let's see, I've used I think Korean, and then that marble looking stuff. I forgot what it was called. Jeez, I just couldn't imagine getting a mastodon tooth, just smashing it up and hoping that it would work on whatever it was. You've seen a few pins made with that? Yeah, it looks pretty neat, and it's definitely interesting. I think it gives some pins a little more heft, which is nice. Some people like that. Some people like them to be a little heavier. But I would imagine if you drop them, um, it might be a little more likely to shatter. I could be wrong. I haven't spent a lot of time with that material, but when I'm working on different pin designs, um, and I think that their durability is in question, I always do a drop test because I think about the end user, and I want to make sure that if they do happen to have their pin roll off uh, their table or whatever, I don't want them to end up with a broken pin. And so, testing the material. Almost there. Yeah, hmm, let's see. Use carbide, waste the cutter, just powder coming off. Turn in. Oh man. Oh, okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Oh man. Well, Sean, I don't know what to say about that one. You just Some people, there's a learning curve for whatever it is that you're doing, I guess. If I ever saw someone turning stone or granite, they use an angle grinder in reverse. Interesting. Need big hunas, yeah. Is the work rotating away from you? No, it's rotating forward. It might just be deceiving. There. So it's rolling into me this way. Boop. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea too. A Dremel. You know, I have turned. I've turned Fordite before, and I did it when it was inside of a like pieces of Fordite with resin around it. But here is a Fordite stick that I've got, and I've had this for a long time, probably a good year and a half, 2 years now. I just haven't figured out the way that I want to approach it, so I haven't done it yet. You're precious. Oh man, I've got a couple pounds of Fordite. That's just a complete Fordite stick. Those are pretty uncommon, I would say. I haven't seen many of them at least. And I've got some boatite sticks as well. Again, haven't done anything with it. I will eventually. But I've seen people talk about sanding it, you know, fast carbide or fast with carbide, negative rake, all that stuff. It's like, you know what? I don't know if that's gonna work. I uh I tried one and it like delaminated on me, and I don't think that's necessarily, I don't know. I suppose that could be because I used carbide and it like was whacking it, then it just caused it to fly apart. Hmm. But I don't know. I think I would probably just sand it in a circle or a cylinder rather. And that'd probably be a pretty fast way to do it too. I'm thinking about it, but nope, nope. Got number 6 to go. But yeah, I turned a couple kit pieces that I had because I was trying out something different. I had some spalted tamarind and some maple burl, and you know, I was reminded why I didn't like turning wood because once I got down to close to the final dimensions, there was some like some knots and some twisties that I have to fill now. It was a stabilized woods, but two of the three that I turned, they need to be filled in some form or fashion, and that's just annoying. But I will say, working through those kinds of problems actually makes you a better turner and able to solve more problems in general. Working through, taking your time, working through each one of them. Long, tedious, unproductive, immediately, not the most productive, but long term can definitely take care of itself. So it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I should approach it by sending it to you. Maybe I would if you sent me back a pen. But I don't know. I think I'll just hold on to it until I get a wild hair and then go for it. And then if it all just blows up on me, it is what it is. Like the red blank. Um, I'm not sure which blank. Burr loves to shatter when you get it thin. Yeah. I made some crochet hooks. Could you get bored? Oh man. I certainly don't get bored when I'm out in the workshop. Maybe overwhelmed when it comes to um, trying all kinds of different things because I've got like 50 different ideas that I want to see done and I want to make progress on and all that. So it'll no. Definitely don't want you to try your first bespoke pin on that. Although I will say, if you did, I don't know, there are some things that are similar. If you made kits and let's say that you're pretty close to being ready to actually make um, like a sleeve, like if you can do your variation of bespoke pen and you've also made a pen kit, and I'd say you're probably close to being ready to do sleeves because that's kind of what I was thinking with it is um, drilling a hole just through it all the way through, and then instead of the brass tube, I'd use the insert, whether it's resin or well, it would be resin, but yeah, you've done lots of kits. I done a lot more bespoke than I've done kits. A few hundred more. Oh, the one I held up? No. These? Or are you talking? Oh, oh. No, you're right. You're right. That was the Fortnite stick. Sorry. You're right. It was red on the outside. I totally didn't remember that. Like a burgundy on the outside. Yeah. You're right. Lawrence, you're good. My bad. We were talking about the Fortnite. Yeah. Oh, yeah. These little guys. But yeah. You see that? This weird little like blob. I don't know what I would do with that. Yeah, last color painted. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's pretty interesting, and it seems like there's a an opportunity that I could do something with that, but I haven't decided what. So I'm just gonna keep holding on to it until I do. I don't know if blob's the technical term, but I'm gonna run with it. It is the blob. Want some water buffalo horn with the different colors? I don't know about turning um that's like bone or heard it stinks. Yeah, I think you're right about that, Sean. You want a water buffalo to make a pin? Hmm. Yeah. I imagine the buffalo horn and antler probably turns the same, but I have no idea. I don't turn those things. And some people really like doing it though, so more power to them. I think uh, I think it's really interesting. People really like the idea of it. All kinds of things. Leave it. It's what you call hmm, character. Lady. The guy was saying how bad the tooth smelled. Yeah, I believe that. Oh, wasn't wearing a mask. Oh my goodness. No, that's no. Uh, there are things that I still wear a mask, even if I have a dust collection. Like, yeah. Mm-mm. I want to be breathing bone dust. It's got gifted antlers. Cool. Are they big enough to do stuff um to be able to get like a whole pin segment out of? I imagine they would be. That's that's not cool. Not cool. Although when I turned cedar, it was a big mess too. I turned red cedar and smelled great. Uh, had my respirator on, but it's such a weird flaky wood. The smell of bone or antler sticks in your nose. I believe it. I believe it. There's just some very distinct smells that can just, I don't know, they just get there and they stay even after you take a shower, you do I don't know. Some things they just stick with you for a little bit. Oh, you carved it? Cool. Some weird disease from 80,000 years ago, yeah. Have you seen those people that have gotten those rocks that were in hydro, um, where there's water that was stored in that rock, and like it couldn't evaporate because it didn't have anywhere to go or anything. And these dudes are like tasting the water. It's like, why? Why are you doing that? Spritz it with water to keep the dust down. Yeah. Yep. That's a good idea. I do it outside, maybe with a blower, um, like from behind or over my shoulder. I don't know. Maybe that would be enough to blow it away from you. But you couldn't be doing inside of a enclosed area. It'd be kind of crazy if that were the case. You know, get everywhere. Like that cedar, when I was turning cedar, it went everywhere. It was so dusty and powdery, and those are all. It's funny because that was also what I was learning on. I was turning cedar because I had gotten it from my family's house, and just some materials I'm not like going out of my way to do. I think bone and antlers, those things. But I have thought about a pen with a leather grip. I've thought about leather grip, and then I've also thought about trying to do a cork grip. Like if you fabricate a section or nib housing or whatever grip piece that you're using, but the part that's touching it, I thought about that being um, leather, and I've also thought about that being cork. Like maybe you can reuse like the caps from wines, the cork bottle, the cork part of the wine bottle. And petrified wood. I'm pretty sure petrified wood's hard is like really hard, isn't it? I think that stuff would be like turning a rock. That could be that could be off. You got enough for several pins? Awesome. Oh, that's good. That's a good use for that. I'm just walking around, find them. Oh geez. I'm polishing my mandrel too with this much. Jesus Louise. You have a fan that blows it away from you? That's good. Uh I guess the other part of that is it blowing away from you and outside? Because if it's just blowing away from you, it'll just hit the wall and come back if you're close to things, depending on how hard it's blowing and whatnot. Stabilize the cork. That's too many steps. It wouldn't be worth it at that point. I was thinking because it has like a softer grip to it. You know, kind of how Birkenstocks are, how those shoes, kind of start shaping to your foot. My thought was cork might start shaping to your hand with your grip and everything, but I'll have to fire some more brain cells on that one before I try other things too. But there we go. All right, we'll get a initial clean on these so we can see what they're going to look like. And then I'll do the other couple things that I got to do. Well, turning two pins is pretty nice, I got to say. Very manageable, easily doable. And then I'll probably, I'll throw these in the ultrasonic cleaner once I'm all done. We're almost all done. Just doing a quick clean and then wipe them out. Let's see. It's cool you've seen a hammer handle with the section of stacked leather. Swedish stacked handle. Cool. You think the cork would break too easily? Yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of creating a sleeve for it and then putting it as like, how wood goes onto a kit on the brass. Well, basically recreating the brass and then putting the cork on the brass. At least that was kind of the idea, I guess. Yeah, the stack jeans. Yeah, micarta. Stabilize it. Yeah. Well, stabilizing it, it would make it so it wouldn't give that that mold to your hand over time kind of thing. Let's see. I think I got it all. All right. I'm gonna get these put together. Go here. There we go. I am getting these together. All righty. There we go. There we go. That was unpleasant. Boom. All righty. Yeah, stacked leather handles. Yeah, those are cool. Those are pretty cool. But stacked leather. How do they turn that? Do they just turn it with the too much work for my Carta? I don't know. I mean, maybe to make it, but I haven't found it overly difficult to turn. Um, it's definitely hard material, but when you use carbide, it's not that bad to do. But I do wear a glove when I turn my Carta because of how hard and hot my hand gets. So it's hard, so I have to use the carbide pretty well, and then yeah, it gets really hot too. But here's these. We'll get a closer look here in just a second. But yeah, these are looking, I don't know, kind of reminds me of like a Carolina turtle gravel road in the wall. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let me do a little fix this right quick. All right. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. These are looking pretty good. You can see some chatoyance in that, which I like seeing. Nice to see. It's pretty neat. Definitely a little different than usual, I would say. But heck yeah. I'm gonna take them in and get Abby to do some pictures for me. Regular spindle gouge. Oh, okay. That's good to know, Mike. You just turned it with a regular spindle gouge. Water camo, yeah. That stuff looks pretty, well, if we're talking about the same thing, it's pretty interesting looking. Hmm. Yeah. Heck yeah. But the that's what I was working on yesterday and today. And now they are done. And the other one that I've got that I'll find out what looks like on the inside is this one and this. But I guess we'll pop it out. Why not? And that's the other thing that with these other pins, I probably should have waited another day. Even though I did cure them, I probably should have still waited another day because of it was a little bit softer. It was a little bit softer than the chunks that I put into it. Alrighty. Boom. Always the unappealing when everything sinks down. But I'll get this chopped up and see what it looks like. It looks cool on the surface, but on that back, yeah. This is a pretty nice mold. I think it's P-Town. Yeah. It's a P-Town subby mold. I can't. Yeah, it's a P-Town. But yeah, the sides look pretty cool. There should be nice separation in there. Hopefully this bottom layer is not too thick because I really hate when I end up with a big old side that has just one solid color because that's how it wanted to mix. But then this one, on the other hand, gotta pop this one out. This one's got some. This one has a surprise inside. Seahawks blanks, maybe. I don't know. MDF is the worst for dust. Yeah, Lawrence, the mold is from P-Town, P-Town subby. If you were in the market for a square mold that is, I think, 3 inches wide. Could offset the center to get rid of that. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I favor the top part of the square when I do it. But sometimes it wasn't poured when it was hot enough, and so it sinks. Yeah, the bottom does pretty much always look like that. It's just is it a thin enough layer to where it won't be a issue? Gotta go get my mallet. That was one of my first turning projects. Mallet's been beaten a few times. You gonna make me take the other side out too? Come on now. course it is. Your mallet's mesquite. You know, I don't even know what this was, but I'm pretty sure it was not the right decision for making a mallet. But I didn't know any better at the time. I just grabbed a piece of wood that I had that was big enough. It's pine. It's not pine. Definitely not pine. But it probably, I don't know, maybe oak. I don't know. But not pine. Even though it does dent pretty easily. So it's got some pine properties. Okay. So this, there we go. This is shorter. It was just what we had left over from it, but it's got some of the inclusions as well. Broke up some of the blanks as well and tried to do that. Let's see, how tall is it? So it is 1.1 inches at the shortest part. So 1.1. So I can get like 2 4-inch blanks. Yeah. It made you think of Minecraft? I could see that. But yeah, I tried. So I had a cylinder that the goal that I was working on with the cylinder. So I took the piece and I basically ripped it through the bandsaw, and then I twisted it over and ripped it again, and then ripped it again. That was one of the ways that I tried. I still think the best way that I have done the shattered pieces has been by just cutting little thin biscuits, little thin wafer discs that are like, I don't know, like a size of a quarter and the thickness of a quarter and everything. Those break a lot easier. So I think that's the better way to do it. But yeah, I had more success with that one. But that was I made a shattered blank video on that. And what a process. Definitely got to find a better way to do that if I want to continue doing it. Just trying to reuse or use blanks that didn't turn out how we wanted them to, or they ended up a little wrong, or it has pigment pockets, or that's why I did it with the other ones. They had pigment pockets. Well, not pockets. That means they were just little speckles, but not a good look. Put this back together. Let's see, but yeah, I think I'm actually gonna close up everything. made good progress, and I had good time. Good people dropped by and said hey, and absolutely appreciate it. But lots of cool ideas. Just got to start working on them and see which ones are worth repeating. Well, have a good one. I'm about to head out as well. I hope you have a good time, and I appreciate you hanging out. Take care, Sean, Mike, Kevin. Good talking to you all. And Sunday will be a day that I go live routinely, but I gotta definitely work on time. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend and have a good start of your week. And I'll see you around. Take care.